I'm going to skip going to the arcade tonight. What's about to happen takes place almost immediately and uses up all the daytime of tomorrow. So, I'm just gonna start it right now. So, let's sleep earlier. Don't worry though, the fact this takes up tomorrow is not going to impact the social link schedule at all. In fact, the guide was probably written to accommodate this.
I'm sorry to ask so suddenly, but can you come with me? There's something we need to discuss.
You want all of us, or just him?
Just him for now. Come with me to the student council room.
Isn't it kind of weird that she'd only want to talk to him?
Probably some big, important student council business. Ah.
Maybe so, but Senpai was acting a little weird. She had that look she gets when she's keeping some terrible secret.
You worry too much. Well, if the high muckety mucks don't need us, might as well go home.
Hey, wait a second, Junpei. According to the seating chart, if he's not here, you have to clean up for him. Have fun sweeping the hallway!
What? Where did that rule come from?
There's something you have to know. Do you remember the girl named Chidori, who was with Strega? I don't mean to alarm you, but the fact is, there's a chance that she may wake up today. I know what you're going to say, and yes, we did see her die in front of our eyes. However, her body began to undergo transmogrification a few days after the incident. For the past few weeks, she's been in a state that is neither living nor dead. I don't know. It may be related to her persona abilities, but that's mere speculation. But what I wanted to talk to you about is your opinion on how to break the news to Iori. You see, she's probably... Mitsuru here. I see. Yes, I understand. That was the hospital. They say she's just awakened. It's unbelievable, but although we had confirmed her death, it seems Chidori has come back to life. Iori?
Did I hear that right? Chidori is... Huh? Is this a joke? Some kind of trick?
No, it's not a joke or a trick. She is currently recovering in the same hospital as before. But, Iori, she probably...
Chidori... Chidori's... alive?
Hey, Junpei, what about your cleanup duty? Jeez, what's gotten into him?
Well, I guess it's a moot point now. But perhaps it's best that he found out this way. I think I'll head to the hospital after this too. Could I ask you to come along?
Huh? Junpei? You took off that fast, and you still haven't gone inside?
Well, I mean, it's kinda...
We'll wait outside. It wouldn't be good for all of us to storm in.
I agree. Iori?
Huh?
Her damaged endocrine system and other internal organs have completely healed. She's still weak, but there's no more danger of her dying in 2 years.
Is it really you, Chidori? I'm not dreaming, am I?
Dreaming?
It's true. It is you. Chidori.
Who are you?
Huh? What?
I thought as much. Transmogrification is the proof that one lacks potential. I suspected that this might be the case.
This is Mitsuru-san and Junpei-kun. They were your friends last year.
Friends? My name is Chidori Yoshino. I'm sorry, it hasn't quite hit me yet, but it seems I don't remember any of the past few years. It's as if I was dreaming for a very long time.
Chidori. Yoshino.
It seems all of her memories after she awakened to her persona are gone. She remembers everything that happened before then, but as for you all...
Iori.
Nah, I think... it's better for her that she doesn't remember. All that stuff about fighting and pills. When you're having a nightmare, it ain't a bad thing to wake up.
I didn't say it was a nightmare. Don't put words in my mouth. It was a dream of meeting a kind, warm person at the end of a long tunnel. I can't remember it clearly, but I wanted him to be happy, and I think there were flowers. A room filled with them.
Chidori, take it easy. You don't have to force yourself to remember.
Flowers in a room. If she remembers that part clearly, then maybe... Do you remember when she'd use her power from time to time to make flowers bloom again? She'd always do it for the flowers in her room on the days when Junpei-kun would come. Any flower she touched would be mysteriously preserved. That's why I kept them all for research purposes. But after the autopsy, I put them all on her chest as a tribute. And thinking back on it, it may have been that night that she began to transmogrify.
The power to share one's life with others. Could it be that she reclaimed the life energy she'd given to those flowers?
Well, I can't prove any of it. But compared to how she was before, she's changed. The loss of her power is part of it, but more than that.
Excuse me, are you talking about me?
We were talking about how you want to live now.
Huh? What do you mean by that? Of course I want to live. I have to find the person in my dream someday. I can't lie in this bed forever.
Supposing you do find him and meet him, what then?
That's none of your business.
Chidori.
Two hearts reunited. It's a miracle. No, it's a victory.
Chidori.
Hey, why are you crying?
I can't help it. This is seriously the happiest moment of my life.
Okay, I admit, that scene got me emotional too. So, not to kill the mood or anything, but there's a few things that I want to talk about regarding that scene now, that I finally can. So, that scene is exclusive to FES. It was not available in the original version of the game. To get that scene, you have to encourage Junpei to visit Chidori in the hospital on all 4 occasions where you have the chance to do so. All those happen in the lead up to her, well, death. If you've encouraged him on all of those occasions, then you'll get this scene. The scene with Mitsuru that happened right afterwards was kind of a hint as to this. But yeah, the final payoff comes much, much later, so it does take a while for those actions to effect. Now, because this scene was exclusive to FES, there is a matter of Chidori's voice in that scene does sound kind of different to normal. Now, I'm pretty sure it's still the same voice actress, but because they had to record that scene quite a while after recording all the dialogue for the original game, that's probably why she sounds a little bit different. It's also much more obvious that she's the same voice actress as Ken, sounding like that. But in a lot of ways, I think the change in voice does fit the moment for her. It really does sound like she's a lot more cheerful, and it, in a way, feels like a big weight's been lifted from her shoulders. I do like that. Everyone else sounds pretty spot on to how they were before, and that doctor is very obviously Yuri Lowenthal. Other than that, though, here's the real elephant in the room about that scene. It is highly debated whether or not that scene is canon. There are conflicting sources across multiple different things. The answer has dialogue that heavily implies Chidori's death is canon. I mean, in some ways you could take what's said there to still work for this scene, but many people take the answer as implying that this scene didn't happen. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, though, which is the next game in chronological order that has Junpei in it, is much more vague about Chidori's final fate. And because of this, it's actually one of the reasons a lot of people don't want to consider the answer canon. Again, whether or not the answer is canon is still hotly debated. One thing from the answer is definitely canon, but other than that, yeah, there's a lot of... I'll get to that once I actually cover the answer, which I will be doing. But yeah, the scene is optional, however, so you can interpret it however you want. I mean, I love the Junpei and Chidori romance. It's definitely one of my favourite romances in all of gaming, if not my absolute favourite, so seeing it get a happy ending is really nice. On the other hand, it does admittedly go against some of the themes of this game, and it also, I guess, is a little bit of a Deus Ex Machina, so I can see why some people would have issues with it. I guess I should also mention regarding the canon status of this, that I'm pretty sure this was not in the movies. So, again, interpret it how you want. But everyone at the dorm is actually talking about it tonight, thankfully, because I was worried that everyone would still have the normal dialogue. So, Junpei's happy. Ken's not really saying all that much. Oh, well, I'm sure Koromaru's happy for him. I like how encouraging everyone is of Junpei here. And to get Fuka's reaction, I have to actually talk to her here. However, the news is... well, actually, yes, the news is still pretty depressing. I will also admit that it is nice to have one genuinely happy moment in the bleakness that is January in this game, so that also is a good thing. Again, like I said, interpret this how you want. It is an optional scene, after all. So, I guess we can check out the arcade. I'm pretty sure the weapon that we're making is not ready yet. Let me just quickly check, but it probably isn't. No, it's not ready yet. It'll be ready tomorrow then. Apologies for the cut there, I just had to make sure the footage of that cutscene saved properly. So, let's see what we got now. Punching bag. Oh, I guess that's okay. Improve Primal Force a little bit. So, tomorrow we will return to our regularly scheduled playthrough, which is pretty much now, at this point, entirely Aegis. And tomorrow's rank up with Aegis is a pretty unique one, actually. I do want to pick up the weapon fusion I did, though. This music is still amazing. So, overseas, that's obviously not the Yumi from Persona 4. And she has a boyfriend, that's also probably not the Yumi from Persona 4. Half Moon, likely the last Half Moon of our schedule too. And Move Whiplash music. But again, something happy happened yesterday, so I guess we can afford to have this music play. Okay, you're still saying the same thing you said last time. And that's all. Man, I miss the days when we had lots of people approaching us at lunchtime. So many social links. In fact, we'll be reflecting on those coming up. There's a few free days we have in the schedule that I'd like to use to do that. Probability, the one area of maths that I actually did really well at. No question this time, just another opportunity to doze off, which we don't need. That actually is true. Numbers do exist in nature. There's a lot of really, really interesting things you can find out by looking up stuff like that. It's pretty surreal, the amount of mathematical things that naturally occur in nature, like flower petals following Fibonacci sequences and things like that. So, I suppose we won't waste any time here. Fair warning though, this rank up with Aegis is very emotional. I'll just say, we had happy tears yesterday, we're gonna have sad tears today. I know where this is headed. I have heard that cats do this. Though, out of the 3 cats I've had that passed away, none of them really had that chance. For various reasons, all 3 of them ended up having to be put down, but I guess at the very least it meant that I was able to be with them in their last moments. I do know that my mum had a cat when she was younger that did do this, though. I love that. That's a really nice moment for Icus there. No, your relationship is stronger now. Mood whiplash here, I've noticed. And so with that, Aeon ranks up to 7. In a lot of ways, Icus's social link is a culmination of all the themes we've been seeing in this game thus far. It's a really fitting one to end on.
Sup, dude?
And meanwhile, Junpei. One thing about that rank though, you might have noticed no music notes. So, even though the next rank up only requires 1 point, none of the options there gave any points, regardless of what you say. So, this means we will need to have a generic spend time conversation with Icus. Whether or not you have a matching persona there makes no difference because all those options are worth 0 anyway, so this will always happen, and it is the only one you ever need, actually. Well, unless you don't have a matching persona for the rank 9 meeting. Ken suddenly thinking of some pretty complicated stuff. Everyone else, though... Everyone else is talking about career counseling. Whenever a senior who's at school who's been through stuff of higher years tells you that, it's usually not a good sign. At this point, it's really... that's the main thing we can think about. Well, yes, it's good to stay hopeful like that. What about you? I suppose we'll find out her decision eventually. Not in the mood for a walk then. Do you have anything new to say? Well, I guess it is the decision most people do, but if you chose it yourself... So, because of that, I'm going to keep recording here, and I'm going to include the spend time with Igus, and we're also going to pick up the weapon now. I do like Igus' social link a lot. Like, I'm not really a big fan of her as a romance option exactly, but her link, just particularly that moment that she has with the old woman there is just so great. That just going and telling her she isn't alone, I really love that. Anyway, we now have Koromaru's ultimate weapon. And since we don't currently have Shiva equipped, I suppose we can make the final thing we need to. At least currently. And I'm definitely going to get Shiva back after this. I know I have registered Shiva. 2 days, which will mean the 25th, which actually is good because that's when I think we'll be going back into Tartarus again. At the moment, we only have one new ultimate persona we can make, but there might be another persona that we can fuse as well. There is a reason I'm going back in here. I just want to buy back Shiva now, just so I don't forget about it later. Because I definitely need Shiva. And I will also register that stat increase we got in Hillel there. Look at those stats on Hillel. I'm just imagining what they're going to look like with plus 10 to everything. Don't know if I'll be getting that weapon before the end of the game, but... Oh, I'm missing Eligor and Tower. I know that. So I'm not quite done with Tower. Star, I'm definitely missing Nandi. I'm just trying to think here. I'm not sure if I'm missing any Moon persona. Oh, I don't have Orochi, actually. And I'm missing quite a few Judgment ones and a lot of Aeon. I just realized I need Uriel. For reasons. Which will quickly become known. He is the lowest level Aeon, so yeah. Gonna need to find some way to make him. You know, for now, we can just get a boost of the arcade, I guess. Let's enjoy more of this music. So what do you got today? Agility. Let's see, who wants some agility? I'm sure I've gone through this before. Oh, I suppose I can give Vishnu a bit of a boost here, even though he doesn't really need it. Remember when we actually needed to use Horror House? Remember when we only had the freedom to go to Tartarus one day of the week? Yeah, times change pretty quickly. So, there's really not much interesting to do tomorrow, because we're just going to have a generic spend time with Igus, but I do like this spend time scene. You'll see why once I get to it. And no lunchtime, just skipping straight to the point. Since we only need... Actually, wait a minute. Wait a minute, I want to talk to Junpei, I want to talk to Junpei, I want to talk to Junpei. No, don't worry, you won't be disappointed, but I just want to talk to Junpei. Yeah, good thing you're not thinking that anymore. So now, let's not let you down. Let's go. And yes, Igus's generic spend time has her spending time with some dogs and some cats. It doesn't matter whether or not you have a matching persona for this, since you only need 1 point for the next rank up anyway. So even the normal plus 10 is fine.
Where have you been?
Akihiko is about to say something very, very important. And it's highlighted in red just to be sure. So, yeah, he's hinting at what's going to happen once we reach the last day of the game. You are forced into Tartarus that night, and you won't be able to leave again. So if you want to buy anything from the store, now is the time to do so. Very soon we won't get that opportunity at all. You need to make sure you are as prepared as possible. And nothing important on the news. And I'm pretty sure there isn't any new dialogue here. Let's just check. Yeah, nothing new it seems. So, what to do? I guess... You know what, let's just not go to the arcade. Just in the ease of keeping this all concise. Tomorrow, though, we're going to need to pick up, hopefully pick up the weapon fusion if I've got my dates right. And then we will need to do something. Because tomorrow is a Sunday. And we don't have any social links available on Sundays, so we've got another free day, and that means more Inari Sushi. I'll be showing some other things to do with free days eventually, but for now... For now, I think we'll just go to the Inari Sushi and then go to Tartarus tonight. I'm pretty sure Tanaka's not going to be selling anything useful. Yep, nothing useful. I wonder if he knows Takaya. I wonder what he'd think of Takaya, actually. There's no one up here. That's kind of odd for a Sunday. It is only 1 week until the final battle, though. Only 1 week left. And it seems like no one has anything new to say. Except, maybe you. No, you're not. You're just talking to Koromaru. But, of course, there is one important thing we need to do on the next episode of Phoenix Ranger Featherman R. Final episode, Fly Phoenix, a marriage between Hawk and Swan. And as for Condor, yeah, sorry all you shipping fans, you've just been sunk if you shipped Condor and Swan. And, yeah, that is the last episode of that show. Yeah, no new dialogue from her. And, you know what? I'm feeling crazy. I'm not going to save. Because even if I do get the increased chance of accidents, there are really only 2 fusions that I'm probably going to do next time. Maybe 3. If we get to level 90, maybe 3. And if we do, if anything, increased probability of fusion accidents is going to make for some pretty good comedy moments if one does happen then. Yeah, sadly, while there are some social links we can still hang out with after they're maxed, not Sun. One random thing to point out, the game won't actually even let you do this if you've already maxed your academics. Didn't know that before. You never use it on a max social links run, so it's not like it really matters. Now, I got something very, very fitting the last time I did this. Ooh. Oh, that's nice. That might be good to get some things out of the antique store, actually. We have learned the art of the Phantom Thief before they even existed.
Welcome back.
And so, like I said, really nothing else to do tonight except to head to Tartarus and any new dialogue from you, no. So I'll be saving now. I'll see you then for a few more fusions, and this time maybe we actually will be exploring Monad properly. Actually, before then, there's something that I want to do really quickly. I did promise that I would restock my revival beads. Yeah, I definitely want at least 20 of them. And also... So this is going to be pretty amusing. Where are you? I have 4 Tome of the Voids here. I'm sure one of them is on one of these party... I'm sure one of these is on one of my other party members, so I guess I could sell one of them. I'm sure I had one more than I need. So, hey shopkeeper, have one of these. And I think that should be all.